hate puppies.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Hope you have had a good week. I know we have had a very long weekend.
That's an understatement.
Dragging on for quite a while. And I see that Ely is still shaking his head in disbelief over here. We just had an epic rant leading into the show, and I don't know if we're going to get happy, Ely.
I'm fucking angry. It's fucking horrible, dude. This is the biggest crock of shit on the face of the earth.
All that pressure didn't pop off when that released pre-show, huh?
I just don't fucking understand it. So,
well, can we back it up?
Yeah,
then?
that's what I was going to give background. The NFL has become a microcosm of our world. Like, think about the fact that we're so scared. We've done all these things to the NFL. We've moved the kickoff forward. We literally just watch an asshole kick the ball through the back of a fucking end zone because we're afraid of people getting hurt. Clay Matthews has had flags thrown on him because he's legitimately touched a quarterback. Like, if you look up how do you tackle a human, he did that.
Exactly the
and
right
they're throwing
way.
flags on him. So what's happening there is the same shit that we're doing in our life. We do these things that we think is making us better. We're progressing as a society, and we're becoming better people.
We're getting softer.
We're getting softer, though, at the end of the day, because you're losing sight of these things that, at the end of the day, we all value and make you great. Like, hardship makes people better.
Yeah, we're trying
we're trying to spirit.
Yeah, we're trying to make everything easier, and you don't sharpen a knife without a stone. Like, you need some.
Why are we watching a dude kick a ball through the, like, it's legitimately a play. At the end, he kicks it off. We're just watching him kick the ball through the air. That's what we're doing.
It's like a flyover.
That's what it is.
Completely pointless.
Like, let's burn a couple seconds off the clock.
Right.
All right, let's have the flyover, and then we can start at the 20.
Jesus. And
Maybe they could replace it with a flyover. That'd be dope.
I just don't understand how people, and I feel like anyone you talk to, though, notices it. Like, if we talk to you, our friends, people that you know, they would see it and agree with you. Who are the people that are like, nah, this is the way it should be?
I do not know. Somebody that thinks with their feelings.
The quarterback's mother.
My baby. Don't hurt my baby.
Don't land on him.
Exactly.
I have been absolutely blown away by this. I think the best play in the NFL now is when if you're scrambling and, like, you don't have a play, run at the linebacker. Because as soon as that motherfucker hits your quarterback, it's 10 yards and a first down.
But there's so much shit that we do in life now that we're terrified of hurting someone's feelings, and it's making people worse.
But you think I think in the football, and we were arguing
I'm just
about
saying,
this prior.
the football is a microcosm of life.
Yes.
That is an example of what's going on in our world. And look.
But you don't think that some of what's happening in football is about money? Because I think the quarterback one is
the quarterback
money.
thing is because they get paid so much, the owners don't want to lose that.
They don't want to lose.
Now, I would say it's mostly money, but don't think for a second it's also not about the feelings. And, you know, they're trying to make the league across the board, quote unquote, less violent.
We're trying to make the world, like
less aggressive.
Yes, you're trying
in our world. I don't know that every country's going through this same.
No,
same
definitely.
thing. I think this is probably a first world problem if you get down to the root of it. And then,
but I would argue that all second and thirds are working to be where we are.
Yeah.
Well, because of our influence.
We're the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
No, because that's the
influence.
natural progression. Like, what we're saying isn't an anomaly. It's just natural progression of fucking humans. Like,
but can't that be then that's
as
us
much as the three of us know that being good, not being good, being extra soft and making your kid grow up in a fucking world of clouds, fluffy and Charmin soft, is making them soft. We know that, but we still do it because we want the best for our kids. It's like,
obviously,
it's the ultimate conundrum of the world.
You've just stepped on it there.
Yeah, it's the ultimate conundrum.
You recognize it makes a better world.
You know,
for
the
your
kids
child.
that have the hardest, like, way coming up are the hardest workers. Are the ones that excel the most because they've done it.
Yeah.
But there's this weird dynamic where, as a good parent, you try to make the world as cushioned for your kid as possible because you're a good parent. But
you're walking the line. You're trying to get the best of both worlds.
Right. It's hard to do the right thing because it hurts in the short term. Is essentially what it is.
And most parents don't. I mean, most people. I try to make my boys. I want them to have more than I did, obviously. But I feel like I don't go that easy on them. But I know parents.
But that's because if you do give them everything and
yeah.
coddle them in every way,
they're
never going to be better than you.
Never. And that's what you just said to me is one of the biggest things. Is like pushing your kid to be better than you. Like part of the reason I push so hard on certain things is because I see where I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I did things wrong here.
Yep.
So that's where I'm adamant about you not being a shithead. You know what I mean?
I went to my kid's school for back to school night.
Oh, jeez.
And they and I had to go twice because they're two different age groups. And they had a dude there talking about the new thing that the school system's doing is feedback. So he had pieces of paper taped all over the gym walls where you could go write your ideas as to how they could do better and blah, blah. And I'm looking at the wife going, oh, great. There's 500 and some kids here, and all their idiot parents are going to come up with ideas. I'm like, these are the teachers. I'm going to let them do their job.
Yeah.
Like, so then we go into the classroom, and we get the touchy-feely teachers who are like, we love your kids. They're great. Please. I was like, she's like, please let me know what I was like, you get with me when my kid's not acting right. Other than that, you just teach. I'm not going to be calling you every week.
It's excessively emotional. It seems to be excessively emotional to me. It's like everything is about, I don't know.
I just don't understand why teachers want to take input from. I always use
parents are pain in the ass.
always use the haircut analogy. Like I don't go in there and tell the guy who cuts hair how to cut my hair. Like cut my hair the way you deem the best.
Yeah.
I don't go to a construction site and tell the dudes.
I generally want to look like this. How would you go about doing that?
Yeah. Like, let the pros do what they do, but we want all this feedback, and it's because we're getting Charmin soft. I mean, that's ultimately what it is.
Well, guys, if you get enough feedback, eventually no one will be upset.
Yes.
But then the kids may suck.
Yes.
And that's probably why they are so Charmin soft. I had to go to one of those back-to-school nights. Both of my kids right now have substitutes.
Oh, that's
through
sweet.
November.
Wow.
Yeah, like I got the luck of the draw. Like both of my kids are being taught by people who don't give a shit. And the one girl, like I went in the one room and I'm listening to this lady talk, and like she pulls up slides and she'll look at the slide. Obviously, she did not prepare the slides.
Yeah.
She looks at it and goes, "Oh, that's not how I do it. I don't care about that." And then like she starts saying like what she does, and I'm like, "Well, those look like rules on the slide.
They may
like,
be important.
Shouldn't you be following the rules?" And then like moms are like starting to ask questions.
We play
like,
fast and loose with the rules around here.
Yeah.
Right.
The mom started asking questions, and she'd be like, I don't know about that. I don't know. And she never used the word ask once. Every time it was ax, and I was just like, please don't teach my children like to not speak properly.
That'd be hard
That's
for
awful.
me not
I walked out of there
to
like
do something about that.
I was a little upset. I got to be honest. I was like, this is not. But then, am I being Charmin?
But that's my point, though. But no bullshit. There are people that would tell you that you're not right for calling that out.
Yeah.
You're wrong for calling that out.
I just called it out right here.
No,
I mean,
I'm
it
saying
bothered
like
me.
if you were to go and say something
To the principal.
you would be the asshole that went and
Yeah.
said something. That's my point.
That is.
She obviously didn't care about anything on those slides. Didn't have answers to any of the questions from the moms. I was like, this isn't good.
No one would say, "You're right, Mr. Kennedy. That's fucking horseshit." They'd be like, "Well, we don't know what that person's dealt with, and we don't know what their life's like. Maybe that's how they communicate."
Yeah.
It's fucking horseshit.
You know
Where
what,
they
you know,
come
you know how
from-
she ended her brilliant speech? And then on November 9th, I get to go back to my life.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
like, wow, because my kid's life will still be existing
And that's
in this
what's
room.
scary is
Jag
that
off.
she's so out of it. She's not aware enough to know. Put on the puppy.
Just put on an act.
Yeah, put on the song and dance for
Review the
yeah.
slides
That's
once.
why you're a sub, broad.
Yeah.
Come in there and just tell me
It's
tell
like-
me what I want to hear. Don't tell me it was bad.
My wife has an employee who was, I don't like using the word millennial, but I have to use it to give you an idea of what I'm talking about.
younger person.
A young, yeah. Well, I don't want to say it's because certain people are a certain way. The way
Yeah.
that they're characterized is the type of person I'm talking about, not necessarily.
Yeah, so she's a stereotypical,
It's
but
a
not
guy.
necessarily. Well, he's a stereotypical millennial. But
Yeah, like-
how many millennials have you met that do not fit the bill?
A lot.
I meet them all the time.
All the time,
So
yeah.
just to
Yeah.
So
defend,
I'm just saying
the
to give
generalization.
you a frame of what I'm.
When I say millennial,
you know what I'm
I'm
talking about. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, but typical like wants to be told he's the most amazing human on earth. Like does things really like blatantly really bad, like to where they're trying to figure out what to do with the guy because they don't know what to do. It's that bad.
Wow. But he wants to
But here's the
positive-
kicker: instead of doing what you and I would think need to be done, they give her training on how to deal with these new younger
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah.
That's the shit
Oh,
I'm talking
she's the
about.
problem.
Yes. She doesn't know how to coach this fucking millennial retard. That's
easy.
the problem.
That's offensive, dude.
So because
More high
he-
fives and cards.
Right. That's exactly what it's like. So
Yeah.
that's my point right there. Like people should be like, no, you fucking suck. This is how we do things.
Yeah.
But you can't.
And there is a right and wrong way to do shit. Dude, to go back to the school thing.
And that would make him better if you did that.
Yeah.
You're
In the
coddling
end,
him.
You're doing him a disservice.
Right.
Is what you're doing. 'Cause
Yeah.
When you shit can this guy, which he will be shit canned, he won't be ready. He won't be any better off at the next.
I
place he
can
goes.
remember when I first got into the workforce, I worked with these two guys who were probably 10 years older than me at the time. And I remember they would like listen to me on the phone with clients, and then they would come over and they would shit on me. They'd be
Yeah.
like, "You're an idiot for saying this. This made you sound dumb. This made you sound like you weren't in authority." And, like,
Constructive or like clowning on you?
either way, I don't know because I was
Young.
fresh out of college,
Yeah.
and like I remember being like, "This dude's a dick," and then I remember on the very next call correcting it because even if he is a dick, he is more successful.
Well, it's
than
like
me.
a
Yeah.
football
He's older
coach
than me, and you know what?
running back
I'm,
the game film.
I'm pretty damn good at my job now. But it
Yeah.
started with that first day that dude came over and was like, "You sound stupid when you do this, this, and this, and it's holding you back." And I was like, well, "You're an asshole," and then immediately put it into practice because I did recognize
Yeah.
he may know something. You know what? He was right. All
Right.
of those little things I say, because now I hear them with like some of the people I coach up at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's the same stuff I was doing, which is fine when you're drinking beers with the guys, but it does not exude confidence to the person on the other end who needs to know you got him.
Yeah.
You got this. It just comes down to how I'm saying the same thing,
Dude, to go
just
back,
saying it better.
go back to the school thing. My
Oh, they're
oldest son,
fucking playing Clay Matthews tickle tackles.
my oldest son had 2 retiring teachers back-to-back years, and the one last year, this teacher was so out the door. She was instead of cleaning her room out or giving the stuff to the next teacher, she was sending stuff home with the kids. So every day he was bringing home like 30 years worth of books and toys, and
Filing
shit from-
cabinets.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it. That's great. I got a
Dude.
lamp.
yeah,
Yeah.
Seriously. And then like we went and saw her like the last week of school. Like, so what are you doing with retirement? Like last day of school, Friday. She was like, Saturday I moved to Costa Rica. Like,
Yeah.
she was gone.
Good for her.
she was out the door to tell you exactly how far gone she was. Like,
And she's not even just
And you
like,
see it in schools. Like teachers are terrible. Not even teachers. Admin, staff, superintendents are terrified of parents.
Yes.
And of being
Yes.
on the news. So much so that you can't do what you know needs to be done.
yeah, they can't discipline.
No, at all.
No. I see it in coaching because I coach youth sports. And
Yeah.
you probably see it in
Scouts.
Scouts. Like,
Right.
you can't, a kid's acting out, you can't say, hey, sit down, stop doing that. Like, next thing you know, you got a parent chirping in your ear.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
like,
my kid's never does bad things.
yeah, exactly. Like, your kid will be better off listening to an authority figure that's not his parent.
Right.
And if
speaking
you
of
don't
that,
understand that, you're way off.
Yeah.
speaking of that scouts thing, you were talking about how they're like making it all inclusive now.
Yes.
My girls came home the other day,
With the flyer.
and one of them was all fired up to join scouts.
Nice.
And I was like, this is interesting. So I was doing a little research, and like scouts, they had girls.
Are they
that-
done with the Girl Scouts?
No, there's separate. Oh, are they?
No,
done?
it's his-
Yeah,
My
the
daughter,
girls.
my daughter hated Girl Scouts, but then she saw this, and she's like, check this out. They like go camping. They got archery. They got all these things. And I was like, for the record, every day isn't camping and rock climbing. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot
Maybe
of the
2 a
same,
year.
Yeah, I was like, it's the same crap you were dealing with. Yes, the payoff is different. You're not selling stuff. You're like, you're doing different stuff that is kind of awesome. And like, I was like, I wholeheartedly will support you. I will sign you up for this if you
Yeah.
want it. But you got to understand, it's not. This flyer isn't a real accurate representation because
That's right.
I had to sit through all kinds of crap, making casseroles or whatever junk they made me do. But I was like, but yes, the payoff was awesome. But I couldn't tell when I was on the site if the older scouts has been merged.
They haven't ironed that out yet as far as the troop Boy Scouts.
Yeah, because
They
I
haven't
was
figured
looking
that out
and
yet.
scouts had all the girls in it. But then when I started looking at like the high school age kids, I did not see any girls there. Which,
Yeah.
got to be honest, I don't want these assholes in the woods with my girls at that
Yeah,
age. So
they-
I kind of like,
Well,
I'm
they've
like,
already,
what are they going to do?
They've already
then?
got a Venture Scout. They've already got girls that can be older scouts, and they have for a long time. But they haven't ironed out what the Boy Scouts are going to do. The Cub Scouts are already figured out.
Yeah,
The
It
Boy
makes
Scouts-
sense for the Cub Scouts.
Yeah, it does.
And my girls are fired up, which at least one of them. And I was like, that's cool.
I can
Like,
tell
y'all
you
gonna do it?
pretty consistently.
if she asks again, it's like with kids, they get all fired up like the first
Yeah,
time they
oh,
see
yeah.
something. I want to hear you say it again, like another day, and then I'm like, yep, you're in. But
That's why my younger son has done every extracurricular activity under the sun. The older one's done swimming and baseball because that's what he loves. The other one's done swimming, baseball, dance, gymnastics, taekwondo, basketball, like
yeah.
underwater basket weavings.
He
that
just
type of
can't
thing.
figure
Yeah.
it out.
He's
He's
just
just
like,
like-
well, I'll be like, hey, you want to do this? He's like, I've already done that. I'm like, yeah, you mastered it after
Exactly.
one 6-week season
Yeah.
of basketball.
Straight up
You've already
ninja.
played basketball.
Yeah.
Let's move along.
Black belts in the top drawer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably right.
But at recruiting at schools, so we have to go to schools and recruit kids. They're consistently getting a third girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job because both of them came home excited, but one of them really had the gleam in her
Well, they've
eye. I
already
was like,
had
hey, that's
women
cool.
Cub Scout leaders, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I
Absolutely.
mean,
Yeah, that's always been
that makes. I mean, that would make me feel more comfortable.
because
you
I
know.
had a den mother when I came through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty normal to me.
Yeah. It's really about giving girls the boys program more than anything. Because the Girl Scout program, from what I hear, I've never been involved. They say it's unorganized and
They fall off.
spells so much around,
Cookies.
home ec stuff and selling cookies.
That is all it was. That's why I wanted
Yeah.
to know. Like, it's not just you're still gonna have some of that.
Somebody
Right.
needs to fucking learn home ec. I'm fucking tired of it, and I should have learned it. I'm disappointed in myself.
You
It
didn't
was
take home ec in high school.
never took home ec. Nobody fucking ever taught me to cook and sew and all that shit.
Well, that goes back to a lot of the other stuff where it's, blue collar jobs and home ec, or everyone's being told that they're better than that.
Yeah.
Everyone's being raised that.
Everyone needs to eat, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, so
I love that I took home ec in high school. Almost hooked up with the teacher, so that was
it was.
sweet.
What was his
nice.
name?
Yeah.
She was hot. Troy.
It was I think it was
asshole.
offered, but obviously I'm a fucking high school dude. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking shop or fucking
Yeah.
whatever the hell else I was taking.
All parents think that their kids are above that as far as like a profession or doing it for a living. So,
you don't-
cooking and stuff's coming back, but a lot of
oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
cooking chefs are the new fucking hotness.
Doctors. Yeah.
No, actually, I'm sorry. Vets are the new chefs.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like a million vet shows on TV now.
Yeah, vets and chefs.
It's like, yeah, you take care of sick animals. I get it.
Well, you're fucking elbow deep in a horse.
Exactly.
Got to give this thing his pill
Your
every
shoulder,
day.
Your shoulder deep in
That's
the cow
odd.
rectum.
Favorite part of the day. You skipping on the way down here.
You're not even our vet.
I'm going to work. You're 2 hours early. Need a hand?
Yeah, exactly. I need some gloves. No. Gloves. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there's some up in that horse's rectum.
Yeah.
I just think more people should learn that stuff, and I don't think we should be ashamed to teach boys or girls that
No, I
stuff.
mean, if you talk to, and I think we've talked about this, but if you talk to anyone that either owns a blue collar company, it's very difficult to find people right now. Like
extremely.
yeah, either the people that come in are worthless and they quit after a week. Only good people are basically, above 35.
Yeah.
and they're already at some other company.
Which means you're going to make bank if you go into trade school right now. If
Oh,
if, like
yeah.
you're headed to college
yeah,
or you didn't get into college, I would not consider that a death sentence.
No.
You're in a real good spot.
Yeah.
Figure out what you don't mind.
Come out making 60 to 80.
All jobs suck.
No debt.
yeah, exactly.
Let me let people know that. All jobs suck. They're
Yeah.
jobs. You go for the one that you can make a lot of money. And
It's
if you
called
like
work.
to work with your hands, get a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, stop dicking
And
around.
always have the goal of owning. I mean, that's a
always
big
keep
thing.
your
Yeah.
eye on the prize. You don't want to be the grunt
No,
forever.
because I mean,
But 10 years of grunt work and then start your own.
That's
you're
the way
gonna
to do
be
it.
You're going to be
how
wealthy.
many 50 and 60-year-olds I used to see that were like the mechanic at some electrical shop, and they've just
Yeah.
been using knee pads and working their asses off for 50 years, making
Dude, I
55,
see-
and you're like, fuck.
I
yeah,
see.
they've got a sweet
They've
car and a
zero-
boat.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I see 50-year-old, 60-year-old helpers.
That's what I'm
in
saying.
those fields.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, that's sad. But I mean, those people have problems. Like
Yeah,
that's not your normal,
Right.
run of the mill people. But I mean, you could easily come out of trade school making big money, no debt, and like you
Yeah.
said, you could own
And-
your own company.
Any kind of job
And it's
like
rewarding.
It is. And it's one of those where it's also one of those things where cash flies around. Like, if
Yeah.
you know people that
Yeah.
own
Yep.
blue-collar companies,
Yep.
they always are liquid heavy because they either get involved in some serious side work or they get
Yeah.
paid,
And they got to keep that cash flowing.
That's right. Yeah.
And it will always be around. Like houses and condos and apartments aren't going anywhere.
That's
like,
right.
You're always going to need plumbers and electricians.
Yeah,
and
we're a long way off from AI taking that
I don't
shit
know,
over.
but we agree that AI is closer to building new. There's nowhere they're going to be able to do any kind of maintenance for much longer than.
I mean, once you start putting in the things though that have the AI, then yeah, they should be able to repair themselves, right?
No, I'm saying like it's like look at it like modular homes. I can see a robot building modular
Yes, but
homes.
somebody's gonna need
I
to
can't see them
repair.
showing. I mean, and they could probably tell you. They could send an email with, "Hey, this
Diagnosis,
valve's
yeah.
bad," but you're still going to need fucking
Diagnostics.
Jim to come and change it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
guess.
longer play than the building, I would think.
I would agree. Whenever I hear the like AI is going to take everybody's jobs thing, I always think like, isn't someone going to have to create the AI? And like,
They say
isn't
once
that
it
gonna
gets
be-
to a point, the AI, the robots,
the same
will just
with
make
like
the
the
robots.
trucking industry. Like everybody's worried about the amount of people that are going to lose their jobs with that. But it's like, well, then you'll be working in a technology version of the trucking. Like you'll take care of the trucks, or you'll program the trucks, or you'll.
But there will be less people needed. There's
Yeah,
no
for
doubt
sure.
about that.
That's why there's so
There'll be
much talk
less.
about universal basic income these days because of that.
We shall
Like,
see how that shakes
Whereas
out.
most people historically would be against that, but the AI aspect of it.
Well, if you can
makes it
make
very
the AI
compelling.
work and then you have enough money coming into your country because of what AI is doing, yeah, you could subsidize everybody on some level.
Yeah. But we've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you can see, if your job is monotonous and your job is very mundane and
You're
simple, you need to diversify yourself.
Yeah.
Go train yourself in something else.
Have y'all ever
ASAP.
heard about if you live in Alaska, you get paid just for living there?
Yeah, you do because they need homesteaders.
Do you
Yeah.
know, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I mean, you do get. I don't know
As
if
far
you
as
know how
money
much it
wise,
is?
it's
Yeah.
small. It's
Yeah, so I'd always heard that. So I was like, and I'm always watching those Alaska shows. I was like,
Yeah.
what are these people? Because you see them up there, right? And they don't have jobs.
yeah.
But then you see them like driving fucking tractors and buying. I mean, they got to buy like some materials and shit. You're like, where do you get this money from, right? So I'm like, they must get a pretty decent chunk of change.
AI doesn't sell meth.
Yeah.
Yet.
yeah, my meth bot's here. Let me go.
Right.
So I looked it up. They recently, a few years ago, bumped it up, and it actually people kind of got pissed off. They bumped it up to just over $2,000 a year, is what the state pays, which is chump change, right?
$200 a month, basically.
But it's for all your family. So you got 5 kids, or there's 5 of you total, you get over $10,000. Which, if you think about it, if you're up there growing your own food and fucking living off the land, that's
Yeah.
I mean, if you really are doing a lifestyle like that, then yeah, you only need to make so much, I guess.
yeah.
So get a little side hustle.
Well, I was gonna say, and they all like, you go work down the street for so and probably make a little side money, or they barter stuff. Like, I don't know, it seems weird. I thought it was more than that. I assumed it was more than that because
It's going to take more than $2,000 to make me live in the frozen tundra.
Hell
For
yeah.
sure. At least 3.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't move north of here.
I don't know, man. I do like, temperature wise. I mean,
I get enough. It's cold. It's cold enough, long enough here to make me never want to leave.
yeah. I went to a wedding in Maine maybe a year or two ago, and It was the coolest shit ever.
I've heard it's amazing.
It's fucking awesome. If
I hear
it
it's
wasn't for that
beautiful.
fucking weather,
yeah, it's like 2 months of awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
8 of
apparently the
shit.
summers are the greatest thing in the world.
ever. Right.
That's what
And I
always
hear that's all of New England, actually.
But forget that winter.
Yeah. No
Dude.
thanks.
Want no part of it. Man, we had a crazy wedding weekend this weekend. It was
We had a weekend.
This was a
full
crazy
of
weekend.
full of
Festivities.
Yeah, festivities.
we
things
had
to
a
celebrate.
milestone
Things of that
birthday
nature.
Yeah,
milestone birthday for Troy.
that's right.
Then I had a birthday.
30.
50. Oh.
We'll meet in the middle.
That's right.
And then I had a birthday this weekend, and then on top of that, we had our buddy's wedding,
Yeah,
and his wife is a listener,
Bomber.
that's right.
and so it was shout out to Alexis.
And you were in it.
I was in the wedding, which is always makes for a good time because you know you're going to get 2 days of the party. You get the rehearsal dinner.
Do you
and
like
then-
being in weddings?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind being in
I
weddings.
fucking love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Like every time I've been asked to be in a wedding, I'm thrilled. I'm fucking happy as shit, and I'm honored. And I know, and I've heard a lot of people complain about it, but I'm always like, fuck
I never
yeah.
complain about it. I'm like, look, there's going to be some work to it, but it goes back to
You know what's
guess
stressful as shit is doing a best man speech.
Well,
That's
I was
stressful.
getting
That
ready-
shit is
It's
stressful.
funny you say that because I was getting ready to say I'm very disappointed in my life because I've never been a best man.
I got to do one.
I've only
been-
done it once.
I've been
did it
in
once.
I've been in like probably 8 weddings. I've never been a best man.
I've done a best man speech once, and I've only been in one wedding. How about that?
batting 1,000. I
That's
like that.
crazy.
Yeah, I was overseas when a lot of my friends got married too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of weddings, but only had to give the speech once.
I've spoke at a lot of weddings, but I've never done the best man speech.
I'm like the king of being like a dude's like 4th or 5th buddy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of where I live. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Which is good for me. I like it. I'm happy with that. But this past week, man, we got to do the rehearsal dinner and all of that, which I love.
Where was that?
Same place where the wedding was,
Okay.
actually. So we went out to the rehearsal dinner, and that was awesome. But I definitely overate. You ever just snap?
It's called every day.
Yeah.
It's actually called what we did yesterday. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah, for sure. But I ended up going. Went to the wedding or went to the rehearsal dinner. Ate everything I could get my hands on. Was having a blast.
what kind of food was there?
Same place. This first night, it was like just steak, like prime rib and all that stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
chicken and mashed potatoes and all that.
Just delicious fucking.
But then what I got caught up in like the pie. I kept eating pies. Like, I don't know what the hell was
That'll
happening.
always get you in trouble.
I just kept eating the pies, and then we left there. And obviously, I was a little bit drunk, but not like crazy drunk. And we went back to another buddy's house, another groomsman's house. And
Friday
had
night?
Yeah, and had like a late night party over there. And on the way there, I had to like stop and pick up all the booze. So got all the booze, and while I was in there, they had one of those like those giant like the big Red Bulls. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like the
24
Jethro
ounces.
size?
Yeah, the
or no,
deuce
probably
deuce.
like I think the regular ones are like 6 or 7 ounces.
It's probably
but
like an 18 ounce
12
or
or
something.
14 ounces or something.
But they had this new like coconut flavor, and I was like,
Ugh,
"Ooh, coconut
gross.
flavor! I'm gonna go ahead and give that a try." And I started drinking on the
You
way
just
home.
like drinking
Dude,
suntan lotion?
it was awful. I mean, it was
Tasted awful?
It was really
Shocker.
bad.
Yeah.
And so, right before we walked into the after party, I just said, "You know what? Screw it," and I chugged it. Just chugged the whole thing down. I didn't want to waste it, so I just chugged
Whose
the whole
house were
thing
y'all
down. Over
say?
at T's house.
Okay.
And we went over there. Like I said, I chugged it down. I go in, and I'm hanging out, and I'm drinking a couple beers, and I don't know what the hell happened, man, but I was standing there in the kitchen, and all of a sudden, like, I got really lightheaded, and then I felt like all the color leave my face.
Oh,
And then I just started feeling sweat.
Uh-oh.
And my stomach was doing things that it certainly should not. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to shit all over this dude's kitchen right
Yeah,
now.
right.
In this fine Italian sports coat. Like I'm going to shit everywhere. And so I'm just feeling really bad. And then I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I just like tunnel visioned out.
Oh,
in the
really?
Oh,
kitchen.
shit.
Yeah, like just full tunnel vision out. And I'm
Came
like,
to a while later.
I didn't fall out, but I started feeling like, you know, your inner monologue, it's going, hey, dude, just so you know,
Sit down.
you're about to fall over on this floor.
Yeah.
And I'm telling myself, screw you,
Anybody
pussy.
around?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's in the kitchen
Oh, so like
partying,
you're
the
like
music's going.
talking to people, like
Well, I'm not really talking to
Screw
people.
you, screw you, pussy. A sack's a sack. Is that what you're saying?
I'm like, I just like,
challenge accepted.
Yeah.
I went over to the corner and just was like hanging out on the wall. And I'm just cursing myself out. Don't be a bitch. Just breathe. Like you've been partying your whole life. Why are you falling out right
I've
now?
had those same conversations.
And
with
then
myself.
and my brain's going,
you be a little bitch right now.
yeah. And my brain's going, but you don't have a choice, sir. You're falling over.
Exactly.
Usually when I'm to that point, it's lights out anyway. Like I
Absolutely.
can't talk myself back
Yeah.
into it. I'm just done.
God, if you're listening,
Yes.
I'll never do this shit again.
Yeah.
Till tomorrow.
Yeah. And that was it. Because I knew what was coming was the bigger party.
Yeah.
Even right now, just recapping it, I can feel the lightheadedness
Oh,
like
I've
in
been
my
there.
head.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
odd feeling that I don't. So
Have a seat.
part of me started thinking as I'm
that
going,
shit terrifies you.
as I'm going through my inner monologue. Finally, my brain was like, "You could be having a stroke." And when that one hit, then even the part of me that was going, "Shut up, pussy," was like,
He might be right.
"Oh shit, what if he's right?" And then so the now I've got two like very
Call 311. Wait, what?
Then I got two very scared versions in my head going, "Oh, dude, he's right. You are having a stroke. Oh shit, maybe I should sit down."
Oh my
And
god.
I just like I turned to the guy next to me and I was like, "I'm gonna have a seat." And then
Yeah.
I just staggered out of the room. And he comes walking in and he's like, I've known this dude for 20 years. He's like, I've never seen you just walk out of a room. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just looking at him. I can just feel
you always
sweat.
maintain. You have a superpower.
That's
of
why I don't
maintaining.
think it was booze. Because
Yeah.
if it was booze, I would have been like,
You're
got
also
this.
not a big Red Bull drinker.
That's the thing. I don't really like uppers in general.
Yeah.
And I chugged that Red Bull, and I think it
Two.
just- essentially, yeah. I think it had just like my blood pressure spiked. I had all that sugar in me from the pie. I don't know. It sounds so bitchy, I know, but I was like, "You're dying." And I sat there for about 20
Were
minutes.
you thinking about your upcoming birthday too? Like, oh no, this is part of getting older.
Maybe, man, maybe. And the funny thing is I hear my wife in the kitchen, and she's like screaming. She's like, "Brendan's doing what?" Nah, bullshit. He's not doing that, because I guess someone had just told her that I was taking a freezer out of that house the next day and bringing it back here.
Yeah.
And this was unbeknownst to her. So she's like, "No, hell no, we're
I
not
thought she was-
taking that."
I thought she had heard that you had sat down.
No, she would have been okay with that. She's going, "Brendan, get in here. And I'm staring at her through these like sweaty eyes, like I'm not. And I'm
Yeah.
just waving, come here. And she's like, no, I'm not coming over there.
Well, if I know
Like,
your wife, she was definitely worried about you and
Not one bit.
And she was aware that you were going through an issue, and she came to your side.
Absolutely not. Not even. It never even crossed her mind. You know, she was just thinking he's avoiding me because he's committed to something that I don't want in the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really not. And finally she comes over and I'm like, I just fell out. Like I full on fell out. And immediately in her mind, she's like, "So we can leave?"
Now
First-
she's in.
Yeah, she was like, "This
Yeah.
is great. Let's get out of here," you know? And I'm like, no, we'll wait like 15 minutes. I wanted to see if I could rally.
Yeah.
After about 10 minutes, I stood up, went in the room. I faked like I was drinking my beer, started hugging everybody goodbye. I went home. My ass got home at 11:30. I was up till 3:30 in the morning. For 2 hours, I
Oh.
couldn't sleep. I was just like milling around the house, like changing air filters and HVAC units, like just crazy, just like doing stuff all night, just trying to like work.
Tied to the same issue.
That is weird.
I guess. I don't know. Then I laid in bed, and I literally just spun in circles till 3:30 in the morning.
That is
Yeah.
weird, dude. I would have thought you would have come home and fallen out directly. Like, do not pass go. Like, maybe
don't
not
know.
even make it upstairs. Like,
I don't know, man.
I'm just going to lay here on the couch for a minute.
So they had given out these koozies for their wedding, and it was like, "I survived the wedding." And I refused to put that on a beer because all I kept thinking was, how fucking ironic will it look if you're laying there dead at this wedding and it's got the "I survived the wedding" koozie in
Yeah.
your hand? So I still haven't used it because I'm not certain I'm out of the woods, but it threw me for a loop.
That's hilarious. Well, I'm glad to see you.
I'm alive.
Upright.
I'm alive. Yeah, and that was day one. That was Friday. Had Saturday, and then obviously we partied hard for the birthdays on Sunday.
Friday night we did a camp out at the neighborhood pool. It was the wife's idea. I thought it was pretty genius. We took the pop up down there, and everybody else brought tents, and we had campfire, and we put up the projection screen and watched Harry and the Hendersons and. Fucking just,
Is that movie still good?
Oh, dude, it's
Jacob hasn't seen it yet.
it's
Should I
awesome.
be in?
John
Yes.
Lithgow,
Yes.
man.
Oh, I know.
Holds up.
It's awesome. My kids love it. There is
Walker.
it's a PG movie,
Yeah.
but PG back then was totally different. There's some shits and
Yep.
hells in there.
That was the first movie I was ever able to say, I liked the book better. Because
Yeah.
I'd read the book
Oh,
in
really?
elementary
I
school.
didn't know there was a book.
I think it's probably the only time I've ever been able to
And
say
that's when Brendan became a hipster.
Was Cliffhanger
That's
the
right.
only movie that John Lithgow was bad in?
No, well,
I can't. I remember
he was
him
a
in it,
hell
but
of
I
a
can't
bad guy
remember.
in a TV series. Dexter.
Oh, was
Season
he?
4, 3 or
Oh.
4. He was a hell of an evil
That's like
guy.
one of Angela's
Oh,
favorite shows.
you know what else he was bad in recently? He was
What?
bad in Pitch Perfect 3.
Pitch Perfect 3. Now,
The
Pitch
fuck?
Perfect 1 and 2 were spotless.
He wasn't
I
in
don't-
those.
But that's what I'm saying. So he must be the only problem because those movies are great.
Pitch Perfect is funny as fuck.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't care what
2
anybody
and
says.
3 are good.
The dude from Workaholics kills my shit.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
whatever his name is.
Oh my God, he's good. No, those movies are great. And then at the wedding on Saturday, we got to do the usher thing. And remember how last week we had Sean out here from Nectar
yeah.
Sunglasses? We were talking about how the one guy went to the wedding that he didn't belong in.
Yeah.
One of our buddies got the joy of ushering in a couple and sat them down, and they were sitting there kind of looking around. He was like, bridegroom? Oh, bride side. So sat them down, hanging out, and then sure enough, as soon as everything was starting, they stood up and bounced, and he was like, excuse me, the wedding's starting. He's like, we're not at the right wedding.
Awesome.
So it happens
I don't know
more
any
often.
of these
That is
people.
awesome.
That's hilarious.
How does that happen?
I don't know, and there was no other wedding in that building.
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
And the place it was, you literally passed 6 signs that said it, what it
Yeah.
was on there. And it's not near anything else.
No.
So it's not it's
We're next door.
Yeah.
No.
It's not like in what was it, The Graduate, where he's at the end of the movie he's at the wrong church, and it's the one directly across the street.
Across the street. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was talking to Sean's brother Saturday night, and I was like, "Yeah, we had your brother on last week." He was like, "What? He was in town? He had no
Really?
idea."
That's hilarious.
No.
I mean, we went to
We
South.
went to Charleston
Yeah.
and did the show.
He was like, "When?" I said, "Look, he hit us up last minute on a Saturday. We did it Saturday." He's like,
Apparently, there was a hurricane.
"Oh, okay, yeah." Then he was like, seemed to be aware of it, but
that's-
I was like,
but awkward.
Got him.
but then I was like, "You haven't listened."
Shout out to Sean again, man, for stepping it up. man.
Dude, that was huge, man.
For all the listeners out there that maybe didn't tune in last week, if you put ITPH in the coupon code over at Nectar Sunglasses, you get a 30% discount.
he
That's
upped it
awesome.
from 20 to 30.
That's
which-
fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I mean, those are, like we've said a million times, those are the best deal in sunglasses as is. To get
Yep.
30% off, you're stealing them now.
And thanks to Lance, he had just purchased 3 pair on the 20% tip, but he said he'd be back on the 30 later.
I saw that note come across, man. There was a lot of people reaching out this week. There was a lot of activity on it.
Yeah. I saw old Joe had done a Cincinnati swap.
Cincinnati swapping people. That was beautiful.
Nice work, Joe.
Sent a picture too. I like to see that. I like to see the picture of him actually doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I thought was dope at the wedding? Alexis came out to a not your typical song.
Literally walked down the aisle.
Yeah.
To
Sweet Child of Mine.
Child of Mine.
But it was like an
Beautiful
instrumental
version, yeah.
rendition of it, and I was floored. I was like, "What? Wait, what? Huh?" And it was awesome.
I've got this thing where for some reason I drink Goldschlager really only at weddings. I don't know why, but I think it always reminds me of weddings. Probably goes back to my brother's wedding before that. That's what they had. They were like, "Here, have some Goldschlager." This way
Was that back when Goldschlager was super popular?
Yeah, because it was the drink back then.
Yeah.
It's the Fireball long before there was Fireball.
I know it pisses me off with these assholes in their Fireball. I'm like, that shit's been around for quite a while, dude.
Goldschlager.
Yeah,
Just have some Goldschlager.
yeah.
But so ever since then, they were like, yeah, your breath will smell minty, not like booze.
Yeah.
I was like,
Goldschlager and Fireball taste different.
they do, but the concept.
Aren't they both cinnamon schnapps, basically?
No. Goldschlager is more minty than cinnamon.
And well, and so one is based, I'm guessing, is a schnapps, and the other one's based on bourbon or whiskey.
Yeah.
Fireball is supposed to be whiskey.
Really?
Supposed to be.
Remember the fucking stupid ass story we used to say back in the day? The gold cuts you and the alcohol gets into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Remember that?
That's
it
right.
Cuts you.
That's not real?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah.
But I'd been handing out Goldschlager shots all night long. And it's Troy's birthday, so I've probably hazed you with multiple Goldschlager shots at that point.
You did.
Aftershock was the cinnamon one, right?
There you go.
But I
Aftershock
think-
was darker.
I think they both are.
Really?
I'm going to look it up.
I remember Goldschlager being minty, I thought.
Goldschlager is a Swiss cinnamon schnapps,
Oh,
a liqueur with very thin yet visible flakes of gold floating in it.
interesting.
that cut you and make it absorb faster.
Made you hammered.
Duh.
Yeah, they never made the razor blade edition.
We should start making that. We're going to make a killing.
Yeah, for sure. See
Quite
what you did
literally,
there. Yeah.
That was
I think we went a little heavy on the
Okay.
razor blades, guys.
Fireball
We got
cinnamon
here,
whiskey.
fucking comedian.
Fireball
Private joker.
cinnamon whiskey is a mixture of whiskey, cinnamon flavoring, and sweeteners that is produced by blah blah blah. So that is a whiskey.
That's
But
about the
aren't
only
they both
difference. though.
very?
I think so.
To me, they taste a lot like.
Well, I'd been handing out shots of that stuff all night, and then right as Troy is leaving, I'm like, dude, shot for your birthday. Come on, get over here. And I didn't. I guess I'd forgotten to mention to him and the other guy we were taking shots with that I had run out of Goldschlager about an hour prior, and now
Replaced
I had
it with what?
a flask of just warm whiskey that'd
Nice.
been in my coat
Armpit?
pocket
Yeah.
all day. So it's like 98-degree whiskey.
Dude,
he went in
Jameson
there.
Irish whiskey, and
Tell him we're due.
Tell him more do. I'm sorry. I'm starting to get wet mouth right now. Like
He took it like it was Goldschlager. Like he turned it up on. I'm heading out the door. It's my birthday. He took a big old swig, man, and it hit him, and his whole face went sour. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I probably should have mentioned that was
My
not-
bad.
that's on me. That's
Yeah.
on me.
That was on me."
Aftershock is hot and cool cinnamon. Is experienced like no other. The perfect match between hot and cool. Unique blend of spicy cinnamon is followed by a cool blast that's an experience your mouth will love forever.
You had a hard time reading there, huh?
Yeah.
That word "your."
No,
sort
it
of
said
throw him for a
I
loop.
changed that because actually read it. Read it there at the bottom.
Oh, I'm guessing this is.
Experience
I can't
Your
even
mouth.
tell where you were.
at the end.
It's a unique blend of spicy cinnamon is followed by a cool blast that is an experience your mouth will love you for. Yeah, this sounds like it was written by my child's substitute teacher.
That's right.
It's fucking bullshit. And it's you all mouth.
Yeah.
Even worse. There's apostrophe in there. Well done, substitute teacher. I can't wait for November 9th.
Yeah, Brendan had talked Thursday or Friday, and he was like, "Oh, I'm bringing a flask." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I have a ton of flasks from all the weddings I've been in. I never carry them anywhere."
That's one thing that I get them, and they just sit in the fucking
Yeah,
closet.
but
you
I got
got-
a rack of them.
But where do you wear a suit where it's perfectly acceptable to pull out a flask and start getting plowed?
Yeah.
It's weddings
Weddings.
and the occasional funeral.
Because I guess if you carried it in your back pocket of your jeans, you'd be an alkie.
It's not a good look.
No.
It's not a good look. And I did that for a while when I was like 20 and I got a flask that's completely
Oh,
dented and ruined. It's like, I don't think that's what they're for. I learned.
And they don't hold a lot, really.
Right.
Like, you're not going to get bent off one.
You're not
Nothing-
supposed to, though, are you?
I guess
I
a
think you're
flask
supposed to
is
just get turned up enough to.
I think a flask is to get an alcoholic through the day. Like, I just need something to keep the alcohol in my body while I'm at work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just enough booze to get through
Yeah.
the day.
Exactly.
One more TPS
Enough to make me like
report.
you all for 8 hours.
Yep. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, I'll sing happy birthday and sign that card. That's how it's done.
Your
It's-
boy almost had it play before.
So it looks like I did bring a special fall deli I wouldn't mind giving a try. If you look in there, it should be pretty obvious which one it is because it's the one with the ghost on it.
Ooh, is it spooky?
Quite literally, that is the name of it. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Is it spooky? Yeah, you asshole. You buried the lead. Good guess.
Oh,
Good
it's
guess.
like a deuce, or no, like a 32 ounce.
Yeah,
It looks fancy.
Oh, it's Blue Mountain Brewery's Spooky. They make a pumpkin beer every year, and I guess I don't know if it was always in bourbon barrels, but this one has been soaked in a bourbon barrel. I assume that there is a 30% chance this one has a fighting shot at a deli.
30%. That's kind of low. Why do you say that?
I don't think I've seen you react favorably to these like booze-soaked beers in the past.
I do like pumpkin beers.
I was going to say, I think he likes pumpkin, though.
All right, then we'll make it 35.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not. I remember I enjoyed this beer a few years ago, but pumpkin beers every year they change, just because you get. Ooh, dang, that was fancy in my
Shazam!
Got a cork in it.
Shazam! That did sound pretty good. No, I remember it was good years ago, but pumpkin beers are always, hit or miss because every year they change
Thank
because
you.
of the harvest and the spice mixture and all that crap. I do stand by. I've said it before. You should be going out and getting that Atomic Pumpkin, the Voodoo Ranger one from New Belgium.
I remember that being really good last
You
year.
keep talking about the harvest. I really don't think they make pumpkin beer with pumpkin.
I mean,
Am
they
I wrong?
They do with some pumpkin, but yes, you're right. A lot of it is spice.
It's that nutmeg, right?
Yeah, it's that bullshit they put in it. But anytime you're using natural flavors like that, it can change. Well, I'm interested to see how this goes. Oh!
Holy shit.
That was an interesting look.
I can't wait for you guys to try this.
Boo. Has there ever been a better feeling than when you were a kid spiriting around the neighborhood in a white sheet with a bucket of candy bars? No, not really.
Did any of you wear white sheets?
No.
No, I grew
Ever,
up at a
right?
very
No.
different time. There's no way. I mean, I don't think you could do that.
Not in public.
This beer.
But we figured
All right, it's
if we
gotten better.
loaded
The
up
first
an
one was rough.
Imperial pumpkin ale with
I gotta be
natural
honest, my first
chocolate
sip
flavor
threw me for a
from
loop.
cocoa nibs and stuck it in a bourbon barrel
Who
for a
doesn't
few
love cocoa
months,
nibs?
it might
Duh.
come pretty close. Blue Mountain Barrel House.
Well, Troy, why don't you get that in your mouth?
8.2%,
Oh, that makes sense. Of course.
22 IBUs.
After all the booze I've had this weekend and the one stroke, this is perfect. I need a fucking 8.8 alcohol beer.
Yeah, top him off.
Damn it. He already did. He leaned over and poured a little extra in mine. He's like, Brandon will drink anything.
Whoa.
Very
There's
interesting.
a lot going on there.
Yeah, my first taste was real. I don't know what it was. Like you said, there's a lot going on.
It's very bourbony in the aftertaste department.
Is right.
Let me get a couple sips in here.
Yeah, I'm
Couple swallers.
Those guys wore white sheets.
Yeah, they did.
well,
Y'all want to see my face?
Halloween's gotten out of hand. Like, you got to buy your kids like $50, $60 fucking costumes now. Like, they want, like, you go to those costume stores, like, you're not getting out of there for less than fucking a ton of money.
Yeah.
so can you guys remind me, is Harley Quinn a whore? Like, is she a slut or is she just loyal to that one dude?
She's crazy. I know that. I don't know. I mean,
Is she a drug addict? I mean, like, I'm trying to.
no, I think her superpower is she's crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's insane.
which is kind of funny. I've heard the nerds tear apart the Suicide Squad for that. They're like, these motherfuckers have superpower. She's crazy with a bat. She wouldn't last fucking any time.
Yeah.
Same thing. Your argument for Batman, like,
Right.
You
But
can
so
have,
she's not a slut.
That's another thing that drives me up a wall.
My daughter came down the stairs the other day wearing a full Harley Quinn outfit.
she dresses like a slut.
She's got no. My daughter?
No, no.
From time to time.
She's 7, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Depends on what
Start them early.
depends on what day of resource it is.
yeah, she came down. She had a full Harley Quinn outfit, and I was like, I don't know if that's appropriate or not. But then I was like, well, her superpower is just
Did
insanity.
you wrap her bat in
Barbed wire.
yeah.
She's got a big giant mallet. She's running around the house knocking
Nice.
everything with. It's. I mean, it's.
How does she even know who Harley Quinn is?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Like, how does she know who? But she was like, I want to be Harley Quinn. I was like, Okay.
Oh, by the way, speaking of, I watched both the movies you guys recommended.
Which one?
Infinity War and Deadpool.
And?
And
No,
He's like,
which-
and what do you think?
Deadpool
Was
two.
Deadpool 2 was hilarious, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
exactly.
Which
like the
one did you
first
like
one.
better?
When he's rocking those little fucking baby legs. Losing my shit.
Dude? You gotta like. I don't know. I gotta like Deadpool more because it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's so
super
funny.
funny.
And the action's great.
yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
you get everything you want.
I was disappointed that there wasn't more. I like Negasonic Teenage Warhead in the first one. I thought
Yeah.
she should have been in the second one more.
Right.
And of course, the Juggernaut reveal was cool. But he didn't like do Juggernaut shit. Like
Yeah.
in the X-Men movie, he was like, "I'm the Juggernaut. What's your superpower?" Once he gets fucking moving, there's no stopping him, right?
Yeah.
He didn't do any of that.
Right.
Like he didn't run through fucking walls and like crush motherfuckers. But it was pretty good. It was better than Infinity War, I thought. I watched Infinity Wars with the boys,
Yeah.
and they
Mr.
were like
Cool.
they were a little fucking
Taken back.
taken back at the end. They were like,
Yeah.
"What?"
So what does that mean? You're like, half of them are gone.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you didn't come out pontificating on how it was the best thing for the universe. And sometimes half the people have to die, because that was the angle I took and looked like a real asshole. My kids still haven't really recovered
Yeah,
from that.
that's tough.
I just
But I saw there's a preview for Captain Marvel running around.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was glad to hear your take because I do agree with you on it. Like it's a superhero movie. They will figure a way. They brought Superman
course.
Well,
back,
that's why
like,
Strange
yeah.
was like,
Of course.
Strange was not giving up that green stone.
Yeah.
When Homeboy was about to kill Tony, he was like, "You can have it."
Yeah.
And he had already seen every single outcome, and so he's for some reason Tony
I
has to
need
be
this
alive.
dude. That's all
Yeah.
I need.
And it was crazy that Josh Brolin was in both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had no idea that Cable was going to be a good guy.
I didn't either.
Like that kind of took me
Thanos was
for-
bad as fuck. How about he whoops fucking Hulk's
beats
ass
the
in
shit
the
out of
opening
Hulk.
scene?
Yeah.
Whoops his
Pretty
fucking
sweet.
ass, dude. You're like, oh, this dude's for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that beer, Troy?
Let's see. Let me keep drinking it.
The more I drink, the more my opinion has changed.
Really?
I have had a sip that I absolutely hated, and I've had a sip that I've absolutely loved. I just don't know
I
where
love
I'm
the
netting
initial
out.
taste of it. To me, though, it just finishes very bourbon heavy, which does not sit well with me.
For sure.
But I think the initial taste of it is pretty spot on, delicious pumpkin beer.
Would you consider that a pumpkin beer?
Not really.
It tastes like chocolate to me. I don't get any fucking
Oh,
bourbon.
chocolate all
I'm just
day.
getting chocolate.
That's funny you said, because that's all I'm tasting.
If
Yeah.
if it didn't say pumpkin,
You'd think
Yeah,
it's a
I mean,
chocolate bourbon beer.
I get a hint of nutmeg, but not.
But you know what? I don't think this has the spices so much. They said it's pumpkin puree and then cocoa nibs. I bet the spicing they put in there is pretty minimal. And that nutmeg could easily be coming from the bourbon.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? How would you rank that?
I give it 2.5, 3. It's a good beer, and if you like,
If you like bourbon,
yeah, I would drink this again, and I would tell someone if they want to venture and try something different. I would recommend this beer.
I guess
So I
that's
give it just above a 2.5.
now that you say that, I would recommend it if somebody said to me, I like pumpkin beers, but I don't like all the spices. Like I
Yeah.
feel like they're too sweet. Then this is your beer, because
A
I
lot
don't
of times
think
they go heavy on the spices.
Yeah, I don't think this is a very good pumpkin beer, but I'm basing that on a pumpkin spice latte kind of palate I expect when I order a pumpkin beer.
Yeah.
This doesn't have that. This is a chocolate bourbon beer that somehow has pumpkin in it that I can taste maybe on the back
Yeah.
end, but it's not dominant.
Is it spooky?
It's spooky. Yeah, I've gone back and forth. I will give it a 3 only because if you like high octane bourbon beers, this is fantastic for that because it has good chocolate flavors, good bourbon flavors. I like it for that. If
The
you're
bourbon-
telling me I want a pumpkin beer, I'll give this a 2. I
Yeah.
think it misses the mark.
Yes.
But as a beer, if I can take everything out of it, I'll give it a 3. But it's not a resounding 3. It's eking its way to 3.
Yeah.
That's what I'll give it. Ely,
Yeah.
what do you think of that beer?
I'm not tasting much bourbon. I just taste chocolate.
Okay.
It's heavy. as far as
Very heavy.
Yeah,
Thick.
yeah. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I could drink one. I'd probably give it a 2.
Yeah, I figured. I think
Something like that.
I think that's about where this beer lives. It is
Yeah.
a niche beer.
It is, but like you said though, if you're into these dark, stouty, fucking chocolate bourbon barrel beers, this is pretty good for those.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah,
It's never
Not
going to
my
win
shit.
a deli.
No.
I don't think it's any of our shit. And I don't know how much of this I would buy. But if someone handed me a glass like late at night, like a nightcap,
Right.
why not?
Yeah.
Because it certainly's buzzing me. I've had this much of it, and my outlook has changed.
Yeah.
Like that's for sure.
Not bad, but not a deli.
Nope.
No.
Dude, I didn't tell you guys about this. I went and saw Van Morrison last weekend.
Oh
My mom went to that. How
Really?
was that? Yeah, she was there.
Sounds about right.
Dude, Van, I've seen Van 3 times, and I saw him once early in the 90s, and he was like mind-blowing. It was just
Yeah.
one of these shows where I was just taken aback and thought, this guy is everything they say he is.
Do you
Van
know a
the
lot?
Man.
You know a lot of his stuff then, because I don't know
I do,
a lot
I
of his
do.
stuff.
I've
But
got-
I would assume he still puts on a good show, even if you don't know.
I was raised on Van Morrison, so it's like it's nostalgic, and I have some stuff that I consider contemporary. So it's like it bridges a lot of emotion for me.
I love nostalgic music.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth,
Dude.
You hear something from when you were a kid.
Oh my
that,
god.
like your
There's
parents would
nothing
play.
that gets me more emotional.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I lay in bed at night and I have a list of music that I play that like takes me back to times in my life when I was a kid or something.
Yeah.
That shit, man, is like draws tons of emotion out of you.
Yeah.
And Van is that for me
Yeah.
in a lot of respects. Like his old stuff, like Astral Weeks and all of those. Like my parents would play that in the house. So
Yeah.
it sounds like Sunday morning at a time in my life when things were very safe.
Right.
So obviously I like that. But when I saw him in the 90s, he was amazing. But I was like, young kid, just thought this is great. Then I saw him probably like 7 years ago, and he was bad.
Really?
Like
Oh, really?
He just came out and he kind of old manned it.
Just
Yeah.
half-assed it?
Didn't do much. And
Really?
like just kind of. I'm not saying it was a
You gotta
bad
think
show.
he's been touring for fucking a million years.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna have, he's not gonna hit them all out the park.
I wasn't blown away, so I was nervous. Right? I was like, I don't know which way this is gonna go. Right?
Yeah.
Because like my folks gave me tickets for my birthday. They're like, hey, we got tickets for you and your wife. We're all going.
Nice.
All expenses van. I was like, done. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So I was like,
So then no one else got to come to the Pallet House for
we were
football.
closed for football
Yeah.
that day. What can I do? But so it was like, in my mind, it was 50-50 chance what I was going to see. He came out, man, looking like the Blues Brothers, black hat, black shades. I was like, come on, dude, you look fantastic, you old man. He
Yeah.
came out, and from the moment he stood on that stage to the moment he got off, he just hit it.
Really?
Like, bluesed it out, playing saxophone, playing harmonica, doing it all. Amazing show. The only problem with this show, there was this.
Piece of plexiglass.
No, I won't. God. This chick next to me,
Yeah.
she sat down and she would not shut up the entire show. And she's a really loud talker. So like in a show, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe he's playing this. Is dope. She'd be like, is he seriously doing this again? This is crazy. Play Gloria. Play Gloria.
So she was ham bone too.
Oh, she was hammered and she was gross.
Who's
She's
she
like,
with? Her husband, I guess.
to me, she kept leaning over and talking to me
What?
about my husband, and then when she's talking to my wife, she's like, "When I land this guy, I'm just dating him." But for whatever reason, she wanted me to think it was her husband, but she was telling my wife that she was working on landing the guy. The guy looked mortified. He's just sitting there like, "Oh shit!" And all the time, every time
He's
she
like,
takes
"Shut up."
every time she takes a video or a picture, like the flash is on, like
yeah.
super bright. So like she's flashlighting everybody, and she just, I'm not kidding. She
How big
never,
was the venue?
It was Jiffy Lube Live, Nissan Pavilion, so big
So
old,
big.
yeah. But it was all, they didn't have
The lawn
the
seats.
lawn.
And all
They just
yeah.
had everyone inside, and so the whole damn time, man, she will not shut up. And my wife is like, I don't want to be by this girl anymore. Like, she keeps leaning over, drunkenly talking
But you
to
can't
me.
move.
Well, so my parents are there. So we all go out to get a drink. And when we're coming back, I'm like, hey, you guys mind taking one for the team, like for the second half of the show and sitting?
No, you didn't.
Sitting over here. Well, because my wife's like, I don't want to sit by her. My dad's like, I got this. Like, what do I care?
Yeah.
You know? So my pop sits right next to her. As soon as he sits down, she's like, Zoinks, I don't know you. Let's get to know each other.
Let's start back at square one.
So she just starts going off, right? Like, rah, 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 again. And I'm like,
loud.
Yeah, oh, so loud. And I'm just like, inside, I'm laughing, right? So the girl behind me taps me on the shoulder, and she leans over, and she's like, oh, my God, she will not quit. I've been watching you guys the whole show. This woman will not leave you alone. Like, how do you keep getting these crazies? Because she got up to go get a beer at one time.
Yeah.
Some other lady came and sat down and was the loud clapper and just wouldn't stop clapping like during the slow shit. And we're like, what is happening? So this lady behind us is like, how do you guys keep attracting these absolute crazies? Like, this is hilarious. And I'm like, I know, this is nuts, right? As soon as that happens, the lady on my other side behind me is like, could you guys please shut the fuck up?
Nice.
She starts
To the two of you?
to my wife and I.
To y'all?
Yes.
What?
After we've been sitting through this whole thing, and she's like, could you? There's only so much time left in the show. You're ruining it for everybody.
That's hilarious.
I had immediate flashbacks.
I feel threatened.
I feel threatened.
I was sitting same section but over, same kind of incident, and I just turn around and look at this lady, and I'm looking at her man staring at me, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't belong in this part of this venue. Like, I'm a lawn guy.
Yeah.
Because I guess I engage with people. But I wasn't even talking this whole time. Hour and a half have gone by. This lady never shut up. Not a word was spoken. One lady taps me from behind, says, oh, my God, how do the crazies keep finding you guys? I'm so sorry. And immediately this woman starts screaming at me, telling me to shut. And I just turned and just laughed in her face. I didn't even know what to do. I was just like, oh, I quit.
Yeah.
And just turned around and watched the show. I was like, I don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
I
Can't fucking win.
Jesus.
I don't think I can go back to that venue, at least, and sit in there.
Right.
I just don't think I belong, because that's 2 shows in a row where I sat inside, and both times controversy found me.
Oh, is that where the threatened was? Same
Yes,
place?
exact same place.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So it's just like it was like deja vu, because it was another old ass couple that, if anything had gone down, would have ended horribly for them.
Yeah.
And they just immediately start in on me.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just thinking, this isn't the hill you want to die on. Like, I'm just trying to watch the show. Like, don't keep needling me in my ear. And then they left. Like, they just got up and left.
After they cussed you?
Yeah, after like 2 more songs, they just got up and left. And I hadn't spoken not one peep after that. Like, I just kept my mouth shut. But I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this keeps happening. So I'm going to see Chris Stapleton there in a few weeks.
I would assume
Chris Stapleton.
Who's that?
country guy.
Oh, country guy, the best.
Really?
And,
Yeah, he's the best country guy.
and I am.
I was about to say the best, huh?
Troy's rolling his eyes. We'll
I mean,
put a poll up, Troy.
George Strait who?
Right.
Garth
I'm
Brooks
talking
who?
about current day
No,
artists.
you
He's
just
pretty
said that he's the
popular.
best.
Modern country singer.
Modern pop singer?
He's absolutely not. He's old school.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, big
okay.
beard, long hair.
Nice.
He's good. But
He's not bad. He's not the best.
He's got the outfit for you.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going out on the lawn.
Nice.
I'll be out on the lawn for that. I'm not taking
I
any
would
more
assume the
guff.
Van Morrison would be a weird type of show to be at, because
Certainly
it's
an
not.
older
It's
demo.
not. Yeah, and it's not like a stand up and dance the whole time. But then there would be some people that would.
There's
You know,
always
like,
there were a handful of people right around us who were like, I'm not sitting down. I've been waiting to see Van Morrison my whole life. Because the funny thing about Van Morrison is you've got your diehards, but then there is a significant group of that crowd that this is a bucket list moment for them.
Yeah.
Because Van Morrison is
Play Moon
he's
Dance.
transcendent.
Play Moon Dance.
He did.
Well, fuck yeah, that's his jam.
Yeah.
That's his hit, right?
Gloria.
he has a lot of hits,
Brown
but,
Eyed Girl. I mean, yeah, those are the
Yeah.
hits, and those are the ones you're not like dying to see. Well, for me,
You don't want to see him do Moon Dance?
I did want Moon Dance.
Yeah.
I don't want Gloria. Yeah, Gloria. I don't need it.
I always get mad when I go to a concert and people get mad that they play the hits. It's like, no,
You gotta play the
you gotta
hits.
play the goddamn hits.
Absolutely.
He's still selling shirts that say Gloria.
If
Like-
fucking Pearl Jam doesn't go then why would you even go?
Fair point. That's
you.
why I go.
Thank you.
I have no comment.
Because you've seen them live. They always do that one.
Yeah.
He brings it back, and then you go and redeem yourself.
It looks best warped through a plexiglass wall.
Exactly.
Then you know it's legit.
Right.
Travel halfway across the world to look through a fucking warped-ass fish tank at your favorite band. Go. It's like, or you could have bought the
Nailed
DVD
it.
and put it on your fucking 70-inch TV and felt like you were there.
Right.
I get it.
I don't even know how to respond to you. Like I never.
I do love live music, and I don't get to see enough of it anymore. It's disappointing.
Yeah, that's something I want to ingrain in my kids. You know?
I like to take my kids to see. Obviously, we don't get to see big shows because it's.
Well, Troy,
fucking,
you've taken your kids to a lot of shows.
yeah,
for sure. You've gotten them to meet bands and things.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You've done all that.
Yeah, we met.
Really, do you not take your kid to shows?
Yeah, I mean, he's been. I mean, I'd say he's only been to less than 5, but I mean,
Okay.
we went to Vance Joy, a few Friday Cheers.
All right, so he's aware. He's aware of the
yeah,
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important. But I always grew up on that kind of stuff. So.
We went to an Innsbruck show a few years ago. I probably talked about it. And the opening band
That's what I'm saying. That's who you fell in love
blew
with.
my fucking mind. And now they're all over the radio. They're fucking
Yeah.
everywhere. And like I got pictures. They like came out in the crowd and sat in the crowd and watched the other opening band and then the fucking band. And like we got to meet them and fucking take pictures with them. It's like
Who?
that's pretty awesome. AJR. You probably know them if you heard their songs.
Okay.
They're on the radio.
Nice.
But yeah, it's hard to find time.
It
And
is,
legit
but-
bands are a fortune. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
they are.
that's where they make their money now. They don't make their money selling albums; they make their money touring.
We got lucky. I had the kids down in Virginia Beach over Labor Day, and Carbon Leaf was playing.
Oh, nice! Did you take them?
Absolutely, because they were doing like a free show out on the beach.
Did
and that
you
was
tell
great.
Carter?
I did. I mean, I called Carter as soon as I
Nice.
got there. I was like, "You guys are playing tonight." He's like, "You're damn right." So, met Carter for a couple drinks prior to the show. Like,
Nice.
hung out, and then the kids were like blown away because I was able to get them like up to the show.
Yeah.
you know. So they were like, "Oh my god, I've never seen the kids' eyes do that." Like I've seen them get excited about shows, but then when they realized, "Oh my god, like I'm right here," it was eye opening.
That
for
shit,
them.
like I guarantee your kids will remember that when they're fucking adults. I guarantee
yeah.
it, no doubt. When I was in the 5th grade, I was in that thing. I don't know if y'all did it up north, Odyssey of the Minds. Did y'all?
What's
like
Odyssey of the Mind?
It was like a gifted program for kids, and you did like.
Yes.
How'd you get in?
I knew
Chaperone.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like bring the big kid. He'll protect us.
So you do skits and you do these tests and you do this competition, and we actually won our division or whatever, and we went to states, which was up at Virginia Tech, and we were tooling around Virginia Tech, and there was a live band out on the quad setting up, and they were just setting up, and like we went up to them and like talked to them, and they were like, "Oh man, we're getting ready to play. You guys hang out with us." We sat backstage with this band. I'll always remember them. They were called 4 on 1, and they like
I've seen that video.
they
With a cup?
they like
Gross.
gave us they gave us drumsticks and let us hang out
Oh, that's
backstage.
cool.
It was like the coolest freaking thing ever.
Yeah.
And they're not even a band, right?
Yeah, but you love
like,
them forever now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
Right.
just it's always fun.
It's funny you bring up the Odyssey of the Mind thing. I remember when I was a kid, I was a little bit hyper, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And so I had been put on Ritalin for a little while, like to try to level me out and make me a little bit smarter.
I love that uppers are the way to do that.
So
I had no
odd.
idea. Like back when I heard about all that, I just assumed it was a drug, and as I got older, I learned
You
about
were
it.
right.
But like
And still very much to this day.
you would think
Yeah.
you're going this way, you need something to bring you back down
Right.
the other way. Not, yeah, let's give you more of that.
Right.
The way it was described to me is that your neurons don't fire across the synaptic gap. So like you don't complete your thoughts, which is why you're impulsive, because you're like I should do that, and then your brain goes maybe not, and that gets lost. And so when they speed you up, your neurons fire better, and so by it actually crossing the gap, you will calm down because it'll get to the other side where the rest of the thought is and you might fall and break your arm.
Yeah.
So you go, oh, maybe I shouldn't. It's like that. That's how it was explained to me as a kid. But so I remember the year before they put me on Ritalin, I was actually in the learning disabled class. So they would have me like for a couple periods a day.
Freshman year of college?
No, this was like third grade. They would like put my ass in the room with like the kids with Tourette's and like the kid with cigarette burns on his arm who's like not, just lashing out at everything because life is bad. And then I'm in there because I'm just cutting up and can't pay attention to a thing.
Yeah.
And like, you give me a project and I'd understand it, but I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And not because I was trying to, I just wouldn't do it. So they were like,
I got jokes to make. Teach.
yeah. And so they were like, all right, this kid's LD. So they put me over there. And then the next year, I started taking Ritalin in the summer. And then they sent me off to one of those camps with all the genius kids.
That's crazy.
And I was like, that is, and I look back now and I'm like, what a crazy swing that I had to deal with from like third to fourth grade. It's like, here's the LD kids that can't stop screaming shit. And then now I'm over here.
Oh, you can wipe your own ass? You're awesome.
And now
I learned that, man.
Now I'm over here like at the NASA facility, like with all the smart kids who are like playing cello at a, professional level. It was
like in The Hangover when that dude gets super smart and like all the numbers and whatever.
Hey there, gay boys.
I used to have that drop, man. That's one of the ones that fell out of here.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, I loved that one.
I love it. That dude kills me. I just feel like one time I was a janitor and I used to solve problems on the wall at the school. No one would know. That's Good Will Hunting.
That's Good Will Hunting.
That's been on heavy rotation.
What?
And I can't fucking...
Step Brothers?
No,
Or Good Will Hunting?
both of them. And I can't go past either of them.
I know.
What's that say about me?
Good
I
Will
like
Hunting.
Good Will Hunting and Step
Me
Brothers
too.
equally.
Yes.
Like, they're both amazing.
Good Will Hunting is an amazing
No,
movie.
Good Will Hunting, though, I mean, like, look, I agree. We all agree Step Brothers is a classic. It actually does not get the respect that it should in the lexicon of comedies. Like, it truly is one of the best. But Good Will Hunting is such a good movie. I don't even think you can put them in the same. Good Will Hunting's that good.
Yes.
It's that good.
I agree.
And it was written by two nobodies that were like 20
16.
years old. Yeah.
Oh, they were like 16,
they were
or
16 when
something.
they wrote?
Yes, they were super young.
The movie's amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, dude. That's ridiculous.
They should go back and give them another Oscar.
Yeah,
Like we
redo.
didn't give you enough credit for this.
Right.
That's amazing.
Really
Our
is
bad.
an impressive. I watched it the other day, and Robin Williams is a fucking tearjerker.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
dude.
Holy crap! That guy. Of all these shit
Your move,
dicks
Chief.
we've lost,
Yeah.
that one's a pretty big loss.
Look, I don't even like him. I don't like most anything he's done. I don't find his.
But that's because you're probably basing it on a lot of the times that he would be all like forcing all the craziness and
Yeah, I don't like
his
his comedy.
crazy.
Like he was a coked
But
up
you see
crackhead.
all these other things, and dude, what a talent!
But did he do a lot of that? I mean that acting was
Later
just
in life.
another level. Like I guess I didn't see some of his other like tearjerker movies that he was in, like Prince of Tides or
Obviously-
whatever.
What Dreams May Come. He was in that.
that was amazing.
He was great in Popeye,
Yeah.
He was fantastic in Popeye.
but like I didn't like all his comedy and like you said, his mile a minute stuff.
I
But,
found
like,
him to be too.
But when he was acting in that movie, like you're not like you can get past as Robin Williams. You're like that dude's legit, and he's talking about his wife, and he's talking about real life things, and you're not even looking at anything else. You're just like, wow.
Now, that is one of the greatest movies. I mean, really, really good.
For sure.
And everybody was great in it. Affleck was great in it.
Oh, absolutely.
When he's telling him like what he
Yeah, like
when-
he hopes that he shows
Yeah.
up at his doorstep and he's not there.
yeah, he's like the best part of my day is walking up to your door. He's
That
like,
moment,
yeah,
you don't answer.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
I'm hoping you're not there.
And that was so well written because at the end, you didn't even feel bad for his friends anymore.
He had that look on his face. He knew that it was the day.
yeah, he just
'cause-
threw his arms up when he was walking back to the car. He's like,
That's
I
the
don't know where he
brilliance
is.
of
Like,
that writing. Like
Yeah,
those
for sure.
young kids wrote a really well done movie.
Mm-hmm.
That
and to be that young and know like, and I guess maybe growing up in Boston did it for him, but like the whole like, yeah, being smart's awesome, but putting in a fucking good day's work is awesome too. Like you can be successful at multiple things.
do you guys find
Mini Driver hot.
good question? We'll go with your question.
Yeah.
I do
In a
not.
weird way. I don't know.
She's got
like it's one of those things where it's like there's something about her, but she's not like.
Have you heard Corolla speak on it?
No,
no,
what's he say?
He says she is. If her name was like Beth Driver, no one would ever fucking think twice.
That's right.
Like the fact that her name is Minnie Driver and she's got her accent, everybody's like hook, line, and sinker.
But her head is so big.
Oh, really?
Like she'd be getting caught in stuff all the time around the house.
She's
Never
cute
get
and got a
hat.
cute accent. I mean,
She was cute in that movie.
Yeah.
She is, but I've just never been a fan of hers. And I know guys that like have a thing. They think she's it. And I don't see it.
Yeah, I know special needs guys too.
You know one right here, buddy. I just bore my soul.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never found her attractive.
I mean, I never. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me you never thought of it, because as soon as I go,
No,
have you ever? You go, is Minnie Driver hot?
Minnie Driver was in the movie. Really the only chick, so I knew where you were going.
What else was she in? She's been in some other movies, right?
Yeah, but nothing that noteworthy.
Oh, was she in Sleepers?
Yeah.
She was in Sleepers. That's a fucking underrated movie,
yeah,
dude.
For sure.
A-team fucking talent through there, acting, the story, everything's awesome in that movie. If you haven't seen that one, go back. I mean, it's depressing, but it's a fucking badass movie.
It is.
I can't play Sleepers in my head right now.
Minnie Driver.
Yeah.
I probably wiped it from my memory.
Yeah.
Good call.
Good call. Good call.
She's been a TV show recently.
Yeah, she
with
was.
a special needs kid.
Really?
Yeah, literally.
Oh, wow.
Well, we got a big week. We're gonna be heading out of here because we got to start packing for our annual
Is that this
golf
weekend?
trip.
golf
Yeah.
trip. Yep.
Lose a bunch of golf balls.
This is the.
That's why we're not having man room this fucking.
That's
weekend.
right. The Pallet House will be closed this Sunday too. And
I feel
then
like y'all just went on
why
that
do you-
stupid thing.
Why do you close it?
remember, I used to get up at 6:30 in the morning and drive home, and then I would come here. And then, everyone would descend, and
You'd be miserable.
I'd hate it. I
Yeah.
remember the last 2 times
But
I
the
did
past
it,
few times you've been cooked, you usually cook.
but even the last time I told everyone, the very last time I did it, I was like, I'm not going to cook. And I remember just sitting here all day thinking, everyone just needs to go home.
What if you showed up here at 3 or 4 o'clock and people were already here?
Well, then my wife would kill me.
Well, there's that.
So, yeah, that's not a
Yeah.
good scene. But it's just, for whatever reason, I can't do it anymore. I can't force myself to drive back here because I don't enjoy it. I'm like, I want to party, I want to have fun, but when you're that tired and that hungover from a
But
trip
you'd rather
like that,
go play shit golf.
yeah, I'm taking the week off. I'm taking my Sunday back.
Nice.
This Sunday's mine.
It's a you day.
It's a you day. That's right. I'm
me
You
just
just
day.
want to get home and get on the couch, turn on the game.
gonna hang out with the kids, watch the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to decompress. In a younger age, I was able to do it more, and I just realized as I'm getting older and the hangovers last longer, it's just not as pleasant. Plus,
I left you guys and you're drinking on Sundays behind years ago.
I see that.
Yeah.
Dude, I planned this past weekend, I planned everything around the wedding, and we did the camp outs Friday night, so I knew I was going to be up late drinking. So Saturday, went to the wedding, drank pretty heavily there. They had the after party, and I was like, no, because I want to come over Sunday. I was like, I've got to go home and get a good 7 hours of sleep. These assholes after partied after the wedding till 4 in the morning.
I left at 3:30 because I'm a grown up.
And there were zombies yesterday. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm
I'm way too old for that.
2 of us threw down.
2 of us.
2 of us threw down. It
Yeah.
was interesting. It was my birthday. I had an excuse.
It was your birthday.
I let it happen. So, I'm sure we'll have stories coming out of the golf trip next week.
Know it.
I'm looking forward to
Catching an L.
getting down there. Unfortunately,
It's another
My team
Ely
is-
/ Brendan event that I'll have to, maybe it's still in the mailbox. I haven't checked.
you didn't
Yeah.
RSVP, so we had to throw your invite somewhere
Oh,
else.
Yeah.
you did send it, but I missed it. Okay.
That
yeah,
is-
yeah.
That is how that went down.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense. That's how it would have gone down.
We'll have stories next week.
year.
And Troy, you can hear them fresh one on the air.
Yeah.
That'll be perfect. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll look forward to hearing the ones that we talk about after we talk about the stories.
Exactly. Troy will be like, I'll show up 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
No, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As always, we definitely appreciate you, stopping by, checking out the show, and spreading the word. I noticed at the wedding this weekend, we've got quite the street team, and I'll tell you, it's mostly women, and I like it.
I didn't get to talk about this, but I did appreciate. I went around the wedding, met a lot of people, a lot of wives, mostly, that I didn't know, of course, because I knew all the guys from all the cool trips we go on, and they were all listeners. And
all
it was
the women
nice.
listen.
It
It's
was
very.
awesome.
I didn't realize
and all
how
the
many
husbands be like, "This is Troy. This is the Troy from Inside the Powerhouse." And I was like, "They're like, oh yeah, I listen to you every week." I'm like, "Oh, that's great."
minor celebrity, isn't it great? Look at that.
I
I
sign
love it.
autographs.
We got
Shaking
M4K
babies.
coming up too in November. So
Yes,
we need to build a big team this year. So if you got
Rookie
any
of the
interest, if you got any interest, we're going to grow the Pallet House team.
I'm in this
pun
year.
intended. So if you want to grow on our team,
And they
we
have
would
a
be more
dope,
than happy to have
and
you.
they have a dope new thing this year. What was it called? They're doing a theme. It was something
Something
in
in
hops.
hops.
Yeah.
Is all we know.
Right.
No, we would love to have you guys. If you guys do want to join the team, it'd be our honor to have you on the team. We want to have a big team this year, raise a lot of money for the kids. As you know, based on last year, this is probably not going to be the last time you hear about it.
Yeah,
as
we'll
we,
be
as
We're
we,
going to talk about it every week.
as we move towards November. But
Yeah, hit us up if you want to
We'll
join
have
the
Mike
team.
on.
Come on.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I want to
please
get at
do.
least 10 people on the team. That's my goal.
Yeah.
There we go. So there it is, people.
What did we raise last year as a team? Do you remember?
I
'Cause
don't
we gotta
know. I
best
want to
that
say
shit.
it was like 6. I don't have to look because I'll get it wrong.
The information will be coming soon, guys. We'd love to have you on the phone on the team.
And if
Yeah.
you can't be on the team, you can, of course, donate.
Or if you got a special lady that can grow a mustache, we're interested in meeting her.
Exactly.
Send her our way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Joe, thanks for the Cincinnati swap you threw
Keep
out
it up.
this week. That was awesome.
Keep them coming.
Congratulations, Alexis, again on the big wedding. We will be talking to you guys soon. Oh,
Tell your husband to listen.
reach out to us at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com or on the Facebook page. You can always find us at ITPH on Twitter and Instagram. We'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a great week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast.